We all know if we eat too much and not move enough, we become obese. Did you know you can also become spiritually obese without spiritual exercise? Let's talk about Lazarus, poor beggar Lazarus and a rich man. That parable comes from Luke 16 from 19 to 31. Let's get over it real quick. A poor beggar Lazarus was sitting by the city gate begging, and he was covered with wounds, and a dog was licking his wounds, while the rich man was sitting at his house at the table full of bread and food, and all the crumbs that was falling off his table, the poor beggar Lazarus was catching it, for he was hungry. But when they both died, Lazarus went to heaven, and rich man went to hell. It's not what you really think what it means. It's not talking about how the hell or heaven's gonna be like. It's rather talking about people who are on earth and the way we treat each other. Let's look at the symbology here. The rich man represents people who know a lot of Bible, and they're eating on a lot of spiritual food because his table is full of bread. Bread represents the Word of God. So that person eating, studying maybe a Bible a lot, and while the other people, the poor Lazarus, represent people who might know about Bible, but not very much. And if they do get the knowledge that they do get, maybe some of the things he finds like in the terms of crumbs and a little bit. That's why they're hungry. So Lazarus represents people that hungry for the Word of God. And who are the dogs? Well, the dogs is a symbology of unbelievers, and it comes from Revelation 22:15. So while Lazarus is suffering, and while a rich man is studying Bible, instead of him standing up and actually do something, he's in a very good position to help Lazarus, but he doesn't share his bread. Only by accident the crumbs that fall off his table. That's what poor Lazarus getting. While the unbelievers are licking the wounds of the poor Lazarus. That means even unbelievers sometimes act more merciful to the poor people in need, than people who supposedly are the leaders, spiritual leaders. And then when they both died, God did not find people who studied the Word of God favorable in His eyes. Why? Because they didn't share. They didn't stand up and said, that's okay, that's enough eating, let's do something for God. So that's why I hope you enjoyed this parable, because it's a good reminder for all of us who understand the Bible. They're studying a lot, but at some point, we need to actually stand up and exercise, because if you eat too much spiritually, you'll become obese and become morbidly obese, and because you don't move, you don't exercise your faith. So let's, brothers and sisters, let this parable be a good reminder to us that we should not be reduced to just digital Christians that meeting online only. Let's be the hands and feet of God and do something, practice our faith and practice our love for one another and share what we do have. Hope that helps. Bye.